When we look through the window, regardless of what scenery is on the outside of that window, if we look through the window, something happens here with our neurons. Something happens with the emotional centers of our brain. All kinds of memories we don't even pick up on that are circulating through. Old memories that are in there that we're not grabbing onto. All kinds of connections occur. There's something when a human being looks through a window. Something happens. Something we can't measure. Something people cannot understand out there. Science doesn't understand. And when we look through a window and we see things, we see birds, we see trees, we see grass, we see buildings, we see sidewalks, whatever it is, we see cars. When we look through a window, something happens, a connection is made, and then the emotional centers of the brain starts to tick and starts to tick. And information starts to pour out of your being and into the stones if it shouldn't be there.
Emotions tend to rise and percolate out of us when we look out of windows.
A lot of people have experiences where they look out windows because they were depressed. They had something happen in their life. Maybe they had some kind of disturbance. Maybe they had some kind of abuse. Maybe they went through a hard time. Maybe they had losses. And it takes us to the window and we look out the window. It takes us to the window in our life. How many times have we looked out the window? With relationship breakups, with all kinds of confrontations in life, being bullied, whatever it is that's happened in our life, we get kind of taken to the window and we look out. And there's a reason for this, lots of reasons for that. So the emotional centers of the brain has all this information regarding when we actually look out windows. It's important to know. How many people looked out the window when they were at work? Maybe at an office or some workplace, and they just stared out the window? How many times have we looked out the window when we were just contemplating? Think about that right there, just contemplating. Have you ever looked out the window and you're just contemplating? And you're looking out the window? How many times have you looked out the window because you're having a bad day, you were having a stressful moment in your life, a stressful day, and something just took you over to the window to look out the window? How many of you had that where you're looking out the window because you're having a hard day? How many people look out the window because they want to see what's going on outside no matter what, and it's a part of their routine? So it's part of their routine to look out the window, look at hummingbirds, look at birds, look at just anything going on out there. Look at the trees. How many people look out the window when it rains? You have a rainy day and something kind of comes over you and you feel a little sad. You want to go to the window.
Even if you're somebody that's in a city or you're chronically sick and you can't get outside, it's too hard or you don't have the resources, but you can look out of a window and you can see a bird passing by. You could see it rain and the raindrops hit the window. You could see the raindrops landing on the grass or on the trees or in the parking lot. Anything in nature is helpful and healing.
What happens when we do that? Pathways are accessed that we don't normally have access to. So basically a channel opens up automatically. Emotional centers of the brain connect to other areas of the brain, meaning the non-emotional areas. Information is transferred. Sometimes we get nostalgia when we're looking out windows. Sometimes we get big ideas, great ideas. Sometimes we get memories. But either way, windows play a big part.